morning, Mainstay. Is my mic on? Can you hear me? Yes. All right, fantastic. My name is LaBree, and this morning we're kicking off day one with a little practical, hands-on marketing that's not going to break your budget. In fact, it works for non-existent budgets as well. It works for all organizations and business types, but it's especially beneficial for independent businesses, the people who can benefit the most from the DIY and don't have that big CFO to hand them some cash. And as an added benefit and entertainment value for today, I had fun creating the artwork for every slide using Adobe's new Firefly AI text-to-image generation. So I've got quite a few slides, and I prompted every slide individually to create a specific look and specific art design for this presentation. So I said right? Some of you might not know who I am, so let's get that out of the way with. Who is LaBree? I am Chief Marketing Officer for Dennis Food Service. We are a food service distributor here in Bangor, Maine, and we serve all of Maine and New Hampshire. And I've been there for about 8 years. I've devoted a significant amount of my life to marketing, a whole lot of time. But I don't want to spend a lot of time talking about me because I want time for your questions at the end. If I can see you, it's very bright up here. So with that in mind, I needed a quick way to convince you to trust in what I'm going to talk about. And I think this does the trick. Okay? If you're familiar with Malcolm Gladwell's 10,000-hour rule, he basically said that anybody who has practiced something for 10,000 hours is basically an expert at that thing. So for marketing and branding and basically using the internet to earn a paycheck, my number is right around 53,000. And that's the main hours. There's other hours in other parts of the country. So hopefully, knowing that I put that much time into what I'm going to talk about, you can trust in what we're going to talk about today, which is, a bunch of good stuff. We're going to look at a little marketing perspective. We're definitely going to cover the free stuff because, well, that's the topic of the speech. We're going to talk about websites, your tech, on a budget, and I've got a list of some of my favorite apps. And I think that's the slide where you'll want to take your camera out and take a picture. Before we get started with the presentation, I think it would be helpful for me to know a little bit more about you. So I've got a few questions to get some insight from me on who I'm talking to. First of all, easy one. Who's got marketing in their job title, job description, or aspirations? Okay, well, 50-50. Perfect. Who's seen or all caught up on Ted Lasso? Anybody seen Ted Lasso? Okay. Game of Thrones? Who's currently watching Big Brother? Is that still going on? No Big Brother. See, Big Brother has totally jumped the shark. That shows, it's toast. All right, so who's got an iPhone, or a cell phone older than 4 years old? One person. Wow. Okay. Head to Best Buy after the talk today. So who has the latest and greatest smartphone and they carry it on them at all times? Okay. Who's got a flip phone? Okay, I didn't think so. Who has an iPad or a tablet? Okay. Who actually uses that iPad or tablet? Okay, some of you are lying. Who uses TikTok, personally or professionally? Instagram? There's a TikTok opportunity in here, okay. Who's afraid that their efforts, or their employees' efforts, their company's efforts on social media for marketing won't be good enough? Okay, some confident people here. Good, I like it. All right, so this morning's journey starts with being super, super cheap, downright frugal. I wanted to swear, but I figured that'd be a bad way to start off. What if you only had $500 a year to market your business? $500 a year to impress your boss, to move the needle, to make a dent, to grow your audience, to increase your reach, to sell your widget. Seems impossible, right? We're going to stretch that $500. Keep that number in the back of your mind when we dive into a little bit of marketing perspective. And I say marketing perspective because these are things that you could spend your money on. Some of them are highly effective. The trick to utilizing these, though, is making sure you know what you're getting. One of the oldest and still popular and effective is print advertising. I have spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on print advertising. It's fun, it's big, it's bold, especially in glossy print, right? Newspaper, it's our local newspaper ad, runs from $200 to $17,000 if you want that double truck, right? The 2 big full pages. Newspaper can be effective if you know your audience. I will say this, if you're going to explore advertising with print media, they have more options than just print, and they will try to sell you on those options, which is also fine. Just be keenly aware of what you're buying. Know where it's going to be targeted, and try to avoid recurring payments, subscription payments. Join this package plan for a low monthly price, and we'll broadcast your business out there. Those plans can eat your cash very, very quickly. I'm not saying don't establish those relationships, just be aware of them and how to utilize them. Media marketing, radio. That's the last radio spot I bought, $850. It's a pretty good deal. I was running a hiring ad on Facebook, and the station manager called and said, hey, we work in that area, we broadcast in that area, we could reach potential drivers for you to hire. I said, okay, let's do it. It's a good deal. One-time hit, paid the $850, done deal. He called back and wanted us to do some more package deals. Says, no, next time we need to do something, I'll give you a call. Just be aware here, again, same idea. Media companies have great opportunities. We've got a large media company in our neck of the woods, and they're out in the hall, and they have probably a larger portion of their business dedicated to this guy. Evertising, right? Banner ads, all the clickable good stuff, and they're getting better and better at putting those banner ads in front of the right people. One of the best opportunities, if you talk to the media folks, is they've got the money, they buy demographic information, they buy tracking software, they know, who's sleeping when and where in what town and who eats at what restaurant and where they go shopping. So it's a really good way to get dialed in and to learn more about your audience. Kate Belinsky will actually be talking about paid social, paid digital advertising, and could dive deeper into that topic for you if you have questions. I wouldn't miss it. So next up, in-person marketing, trade show events, a mini version of that going on out in the hallway, right? I know the Cross Center does a bunch of events. In-person events are a great way to, be in person, right? To talk to people, to get their feedback, to talk to industry professionals, okay? In-person marketing can be fairly expensive. Locally, it's not that bad, and it's a good way to tap into your local customer market. With in-person marketing, the number one thing you should be thinking about is ensuring a future engagement with whomever stops at your booth. So what are you doing to ensure that future engagement? What are you giving them for touch points? Please tell me you've got a QR code, right? Those are back. Pandemic brought those back. They're free, they're easy, people can scan them, and they get all the contact information. You can send them to an order page, to a menu page, to a product page, to a contact page. Make sure that your booth is plastered with ways for people to engage with you during the show, after the show, and that you're capitalizing on that. And then afterwards, be prompt with that follow-up. If you've got that business card, or somebody says, hey, email me this later, okay? I went to the National Restaurant Show in Chicago this year, and I'm still getting emails. This was May. I'm still getting emails from people. Hey, saw you at the show. I know it's a big show, and I know you're busy. Be prompt with that follow-up. DIY marketing, right? This is the fun stuff. I love this stuff. Unwrapping a cellophane package of fresh business cards. You can smell the ink, right? DIY marketing is an easy way to get your wrap cards, your business cards, your promotional materials, your trade show displays. You order them and print them yourself. You design it with a few clicks on your computer or a few taps on your iPad. Print and send to your door. Very, very cost effective. I save the fun stuff, right? That's me. I'm a graphic guy, web guy. I love doing this stuff. If this is the fun stuff, what's the free stuff, right? I'm sorry. I lied. There's no free stuff. There's a cost. Does anybody know what the cost is? Shout it out. Aha, yes, the cost is your time, and it's a worthwhile investment, right? If you don't have any time, and I could do a whole speech on just finding time, you need to find some, right? I'll just be blunt about it. If you do not have time to pay attention to marketing your business, even if you can't be the hands-on person, to pay attention to how your business is conversing online, to the content it's sharing, to the feedback it's getting from its audience, you need to make time for that. Okay? Not very many hands went up with the TV shows. Maybe I need to pick different TV shows. Find time in your binge watching, right, to pull that computer over, to use that iPad, to scroll through. If you're a sports fan, right, use timeouts to edit photos. Build time into your day. And I've got more strategies coming up that will talk about ways to find time. Trade something that's not adding productive value to your day for something that could. And because there's only so much time, we need to focus our energy in the right place. Social media, it's an easy one, right? That's your #1 free marketing platforms. How many of them are you on? I get an easy way to tell you how many you should be on. You should be on as many social platforms as you will use, and use all the way, right? So don't get on the social platform, make a post, and then 6 months later make another post. Okay, you want to be engaging that platform to its fullest extent. And if you want the other platforms, you think, oh, you know what, I'm not going to use TikTok yet because I'm not quite ready to do that. But I don't want anybody to take my handle because it's available right now. I'm at CoolDude72, and I want to keep that, right? Squat on it. Squatting on a social platform basically looks like this. You sign up for the platform like you're going to use it. You create a username and handle, profile, icon, and everything, and you make one post. And that one post says, sorry, we're not using this platform currently, but if you'd like to see us on here, send us a message. We'll hop on, right? Then you've got that platform, should you want to use it, under lock and key, and you can go back and use it. And because we're using the platforms all the way, right, we have to find balance. How many platforms can you handle? You have to learn the platform, right? You have to get good at using it. You have to see what the audience wants from you, how the audience is engaging. Are they using hashtags? You can only use so many platforms because they change. You need time to grow and adapt. Didn't that used to be Twitter up there a minute ago? I think so. You have to give yourself that breathing room, that practice space. You need to be able to click the buttons, to learn, to get comfortable with it. And in order to learn and get comfortable, let's get right down to the basics. Don't skip over your profile, people. Complete every little field and opportunity in your social media profiles, personally and professionally. I'm going to pause on this one for a minute. Complete your profiles. It is amazing the number of personal profiles and business profiles that I see on LinkedIn who don't use the profile picture and the header picture. Profile picture is pretty easy. You don't want that empty. But that header picture is just another free opportunity. All the little widgets for you to fill in are free opportunities. They increase the likelihood somebody's going to find your contact information, find your business, find a relevant piece of information about your business that they need to make an informed decision, right? Contact information, hours of operations, menus, services, downloads. Fill it in. Write a nice bio, right? Write an about us. One of the things I do to make it easy is I write a long version of descriptive copy that I can use for a profile, for an about, and then I shave that in half, then I cut it in half again, and I cut it in half again to save the same thing, right? Same thing over and over again, smaller and smaller and smaller amounts of copy. Makes it really easy to go and use that when you need to quickly. Again, save time. Anything less than a complete profile leaves a very poor impression. Why would you want to do that when it's free to leave a good impression? So speaking of impressions, What was your last post like? It doesn't necessarily mean when, right? What was the content of that post? I say when because businesses vary. Some businesses post 3 or 4 times a day. Some post 3 or 4 times a month. As long as you're consistent and your audience is comfortable expecting content from you, that's fine. I don't really care how frequently you post. I care about what you post. Are you being real? Are you being honest? Are you being open? Are you peeling back that curtain to show people what's on the other side? Or, and I hope it's not this latter part, are you being opportunistic? Are you sharing only when you need or want something? When using the power of social media benefits you? If you're doing that and you're always pushing your followers for something, do this thing, buy this thing, like us because, reasons, stop doing that. Right now, just stop, okay? If you're selling a salad for $7.99 and that is your social media content, stop it. Show me the person making that salad. Do not treat your feed like a running ad. And I do not mean to sound admonishing. I've seen it, right? I've seen it. It is the easiest thing to change to turn your engagement around. I think I'm doing pretty good on time, so I'm going to share a short story. I had somebody email me yesterday, and if I had had time, I would have put it into this presentation. And they sent me a picture or link to their social on Facebook, and it was a post of a woman holding out a sandwich. It's a gorgeous corned beef Reuben, right? And she's in a kitchen. It's obviously their kitchen. The plate's out in front of her, and all you can see is a little bit of an eye and a cheek. And it's clear that the cook is smiling. And he says, Luke, why did this post do so much better than all my others? And I've seen his content. I'm familiar with it. But I scrolled through anyway to take a quick peek. The photography is gorgeous. They are doing a top-notch job on quality with food. It looks like stock photography. And the only reason I know it's from their restaurant is because I know the tabletops. So I said, here's why that photo did better. All your other photos look like they could have been purchased from some stock photography website. They are drop-dead gorgeous. Guess what? The internet is saturated with gorgeous food photos. You will not make a dent in that market. That photo being held up in front of the person's face gave context of place. Quite clearly, that's your real kitchen. It gave us a person, a human being, right, that we can make an emotional connection to, and that human is happy. She's smiling. That makes us happy. And she's got that food right there. I know that's my local restaurant. I know that's a local person who made that, and I know I can go eat that food. I said, that's why that post got 100 more likes than any other post you've done recently. This is what I'm aiming for when I say, share your real, honest, open world, okay? Even if you're like, hey, I'm taking pictures of my thing, think about another way to take a picture of that thing so that you can share your world. Now, I'm in food service, so the easiest way for me to show somebody is say, stop doing the top-down photo where you're taking a picture straight down of the food and bring the camera down. So now you get a background. Now you get your establishment. Maybe there's some people. As human beings, we love seeing other people do a thing, right? So maybe include a hand or an arm or a face, even if it's blurred out in the background. Analyze your content. Go back through your posts on all your platforms and run it through that filter. Am I asking for something or am I sharing my world? Social media and the platforms that I've been talking about make it easy for you to do that. They want you to share your world, so they create a whole bunch of features that make it easy for you to do that. But I know you're scared, right? Somebody has avoided pushing the button because they're scared of breaking the internet or breaking their phone, or more likely scared of what it means they'll have to do. Hey everybody, this is Luke, welcome to my... Not a lot of people want to do that. It's hard, right? It's awkward at first. you need to at least try, right? Because we've only got $500 a year to market our businesses, so we need to try to use the tools that are made for us. I'll put it another way. You pay to upgrade your ad from black and white to color, smaller to larger, greater reach, more audience, TV. You pay to upgrade, right? In the hallway, people have paid to give away a bunch of stuff. I got my new metal mug here, right? You pay to give away stuff for free. So why would you skip over the free stuff? Because it's hard? Get out of here with that. It's not hard. Try it. Push the buttons. Try the things. Live video, polls and surveys, events. I was trying to think of an example for a business to do an event that probably is like, why on earth would I do an event? So I thought banks, right? Sorry to pick on banks. It's kind of a dry thing when it comes to content, right? But what if you put free checking account day, Thursday, get a cookie, free coffee, whatever it is, and you put an event on Facebook, and you promote it with maybe 1 or 2 posts. Even if nobody shows up, it costs you a plate of Sam's Club cookies, right? Or let's say somebody did show up. Hey, I saw your event. Oh, wow, cool, cookie. Yeah, I'll take a checking account. You got 1 person, maybe 2, right? But again, the ROI is there because it's free. We just made a free event, solicited people to come in. Location tags, people tags, use them. Great way to extend the reach of your content. People tags, if you work with other folks who can tag in your business, right, to highlight them, influencers, customers you might know. Location tags, though, are fantastic. In terms of reaching an audience that's not already following you, if they show up in your neck of the woods and you've tagged content, you highly increase your chances of them seeing your content. TikTok is leveraging this better than anybody else right now. They're doing a phenomenal job with it. I was in Caribou, Maine a few months ago, talking to some restaurant owners up there, thinking, okay, I'm going to be talking about TikTok for the first time up here. It's Caribou, Maine. Well, they were on the ball. They had just made a TikTok video earlier that week. Their bartender was making a new drink, and they just filmed it real quick. That night, they sold out of the ingredients to make that drink because everybody on TikTok came in and got that drink. I said, well, do you have a lot of followers? I said, well, it's growing, but not as many as the people that came in. They tagged the video. So you're sitting around, boop, hey, you're in this town. Here's something you can go spend your money on. You can go do, you can go visit, you can go book a trip to. Location tags are invaluable. And that leaves us with hashtags. Hashtags are the Dewey Decimal System of the internet, hands down. Probably even a little bit easier to use. I don't think I could go find a book in a library using old Dewey here. They help you categorize your content. They help you and users search. Whether it's the perfect fit, it's funny, or it's high performing, there's a perfect hashtag out there for you. Spend time trying to find it. Most platforms, when you go into the hashtag field and you start typing it in, it'll start doing the autocomplete, and it'll show you other popular hashtags and how many views they've got. You don't always have to go for just the 2 million view hashtags, right? In fact, TikTok likes it if you use your own unique hashtags in addition to the other popular ones, because you have to categorize your unique content, and that'll actually help you offer users engagement. Where's Carrie or Elizabeth? What's the official hashtag for maine-stay? Maine-stay 2023, okay? So now we can all tag our pictures with hashtag maine-stay 2023, and it all shows up in that together. Let's say you wanted to advertise to people that you were here, you were excited about it, and you wanted to share, hey, I'm at maine-stay. That hashtag offers that engagement, right? It's a great way to drive traffic. If people aren't familiar with you, maybe that hashtag is something that they're into. Hashtags help you share and drive traffic. And we all know sharing is caring, right? Quite simply, about your growth. If you want to grow online, you need to share. It's as easy as that. There are a lot of unnecessary words in marketing. I learned one the other day from Susan, pump, right? I thought that was kind of cool. It fits. There's a lot of unnecessary words in marketing. Content is not one of them, okay? It should be like the top of the list. Your everyday, right? Your accomplishments, your challenges, your team, your struggles, right? Your process, your facility. That's the story that's waiting to happen. That's content waiting to be shared online. If you're ever struggling for, gee, I don't know what to post today, and you're walking into your office, your building, your field, right? Turn the camera on and start rolling before you even walk in. There's a piece of content that's going to happen there. Everything you do, right? It reminds me of the Dunkin' Donuts commercials from the 80s. Time to make the donuts, right? We didn't see the donuts being made. We saw the process. They introduced us to this guy who was going in to make the donuts real early. And that told everybody watching, hey, Dunkin' Donuts has fresh donuts early in the morning. They gave us that context. How can you share your donuts with the world? Again, without selling them. And because you can only post your content in more places than social media, let's take a look at some free opportunities there. These are some neglected sharing platforms. Some people lump them into social media. I think they're a little bit different. The engagement is different on them, the conversations are different, and they function perfectly fine going one direction. That is delivering content to an audience. YouTube is one of the best search engines you can put your content on. People find everything on YouTube. And again, hashtags will work great for you there. Pinterest, I started using Pinterest for business about 8 years ago. And I looked at it as the rack of cards at a visitor center, right? It's got water tubing and sledding and sled dog races and all those things you would see at a visitor center. That's Pinterest. That's your opportunity to create a board for all the things that are relevant to your business and your customers or your region. So if you're a destination place, right, or representing a town, put all that good stuff the town offers in there. And again, my world, restaurants. Can a restaurant use Pinterest? Well, you could pin a bunch of your favorite recipes, I guess, but what if you pinned best hikes, best family activities, things to do in the winter, things to do in the summer? You're now creating a reason and a path for traffic, right? They might not find your thing because of you sharing your business content, but maybe they found something on one of these channels that brought them to you. Flickr is easy, free, high-quality photo sharing. Reddit, right? That's pretty non-traditional, but it's one of the largest platforms on the internet. They consider themselves the front page of the internet. Any Reddit users in the audience? Okay, couple. They do a thing called AMA, right? Ask me anything. So you can ask the audience to ask you questions about your business after you've told them a little bit about what you do. It's a really interesting platform. Podcasting, right? I do a podcast. It's a lot of work. It's a lot to keep up with, but it is a great channel for driving traffic. And LinkedIn, right? LinkedIn is a social media platform, but it's also a phenomenal place for you to be able to drive traffic to your business, to represent yourself. If you are a sales professional, I will share, right? You need a complete LinkedIn profile. You need that profile complete because that's going to be one of the first impressions people get when they Google you. You leave a business card behind? Guess what? I'm going to Google you. And you know what shows up first? You Google somebody's name? That LinkedIn profile is right in that first 1, 2, or 3 results. So there's your free opportunity to better represent yourself or your business right off the bat. As we're doing this content dance, right, we need to find balance. You can't share everything everywhere. That's a judgment call that only you can make. And through the breakout sessions over the next 2 days and the conversations with the rest of the speakers, hopefully you can narrow that path down a little bit and find out where you should really be focusing your energy. I'll tell you the trick I use. What's fun? What's fun for me to do? What do I enjoy doing? Because what I enjoy doing is going to be a better resulting product. Okay? It's going to be better content. I don't like tweeting. It's kind of pointless. But again, I'm talking about food service for my world, and there's not a whole lot happening in Maine and New England on Twitter for food. So YouTube is a better spend for me. But then along comes TikTok, right? And TikTok is like, hey, you want some traffic? Here you go. Give me some videos. I'll give you traffic, right? And it's fast. And it's fast, and it's fun, and it allows me to get my message out there. So no matter which platforms you choose, right? Be a user so that you learn it. And as you learn it, you do a better job engaging with that expectation of how that content will be on that platform. So you can't take your Facebook commercial, right, and upload it to TikTok. Not going to work. But you could record yourself talking about your commercial and upload that. That might work. Experiment, find balance, and at the end of the day, if you got to change, right, it costs you nothing to pivot to a different free platform. You know what else is free? A search. You should be searching for your business on a regular basis. And don't just use one search engine, right? Don't just go to Google. I don't even use Google. It's a whole other talk. Bing is fantastic. DuckDuckGo. Search on the platforms we just discussed. Search on LinkedIn. Search on YouTube. What comes up, right? Scour those results. What do you see? I'll tell you what I see. More free opportunities. You're going to land in a little something called review and discovery platforms, or that's what I've nicknamed them. Because your business is a real boy, right? It's a real thing in a real world. And the internet can find it. Or not, right? If you're not found, there's a whole other opportunity. You kind of got to go back to Go, right? You don't get an additional $200. Just go back to Go and try again. These guys, right? There's a chance your business is listed on one or more of these platforms. It is the function of these platforms to provide relevant information about your business to its users, with or without your help. With or without. And trust me, they have your information. They've got it. So what's the opportunity here? Oh, Luke says they've got my information. I'm fine. I don't need to do anything. The opportunity is being in control. Okay? Claim your business listing. Never fails. Once a year, a customer will reach out, ask me for a digital audit, and I'll see an unclaimed Yelp page, unclaimed TripAdvisor. It says right at the top, is this your business? Claim it. It's pretty easy to do. It's free. Then, once you've claimed that business, review your business details. Is it accurate? Is it complete? Are your hours of operation correct? Is your website on there? One of the best ways and reasons to make sure you're in control here is the visual. I travel a lot. I don't use Yelp at home. I'm familiar with everything at home. I use Yelp when I travel. And I also don't care a whole lot about reviews. I make a judgment based upon what I'm seeing on the screen. 3 to 5 stars, good enough. Does the visual, do the pictures represent that business well? Because I'm going to look at those and say, does this look like a place I want to eat? Does this look like an atmosphere my kids would enjoy, that my wife would like? If there's enough stars and good pictures, I'm sold, right? Because I know reviews, it's hot and cold. It takes a lot more effort to leave a good review than a bad review, so you're going to see more bad reviews. End of the day, you want to be in control. So you can review those reviews, right? so you can respond and engage, or at least be aware of what's happening. Being in control means paying attention and doing that search. And one other thing you see when you do that search, if you don't, it's scary, is your website. And for the love of God, people, your Facebook page is not your website. Maine loves using Facebook for web pages. I don't know what it is. It's that frugal thing. Websites aren't free. I know, right? They're not. But what if you had $500? And you could do some damage, right? Ranked from left to right are the performances of Wix, WordPress, Weebly, Domain.com. And I'll tell you right now, WordPress is your highest performer. That gets the best search engine results out of the box once you put your content in, especially if you plug in some awesome SEO widgets to these platforms. It also has the best app. So here's the thing now, right? You don't even need a computer anymore. I started making websites when I was in high school back in 1996 on some really old tech, doing it all by code, by hand. Remember the spinning @ signs for the email address? Oh yeah. You can do it all on your phone, all on your iPad now. And most of you said you have a great smartphone, but now you should really be thinking about cementing the latest and greatest smartphone and/or tablet into your annual budget. Because having that device on you, right, that's the device we've all got on us at all times. You can now update your content on the go, saying, oh, I don't have time to make that post, that time to do that thing. It starts to become less and less of an excuse you can lean on. So on the topic of technology, right, how can we get some cool stuff that doesn't break the bank, that helps us show our world to people? If you don't have an iPhone or a capable smartphone, buy a used, unlocked one, right? If you're in $78, I can get an iPhone 11 Pro in my pocket. Let's go. iPhone 11 Pro is a phenomenal camera. I used one for years. I still have it. I still use it for content. This little next one now, 1X Enterprise Edition, is a virtual tour device, right? Set it, it films, you move it. It's how you do that virtual walkthrough, like Google Street View, right? You could use that real estate, restaurants, outdoors, adventures. Show people your world. And if we want to get real cheap, $35, we get a little stand where our camera follows us around as we move around the room. So now you don't have to have your coworker, your friend, your family member film you. The camera's going to follow you around. If I had one down front, it'd follow me as I was pacing back and forth here. So now you can create content, you can move, you can talk freely, you don't have to do the selfie arm, right? Further breaking down barriers to you creating content. So here's the thing, gadgets are great, right? But get to know the top one like the back of your hand in terms of filming and photography and what you can do on it. Because if you only film when you have your tripod and your ring light and your script, when you don't have those things, they will become a reason not to do something. Does that make sense? Don't let the fancy tools stop you from doing something. Get really good with just your cell phone. Pick a cloud, any cloud, folks. The cloud is the best tool in helping you get more time, more bang for your buck with your devices, and there's plenty of cloud options. I'm an iPhone user, so I have iCloud. I have 2 terabytes. If you've never used the cloud, most platforms start you out with a freebie account, usually like 5 gigabytes, but honestly, that's a couple 4K videos. Go for the big cloud account and use it, okay? Google, Amazon, Microsoft, Dropbox. I use several of those, right? You can use more than one. They're a great way to share content with yourself and with your team, and a great tool for fighting that I don't have time. So now let's combine the cloud with that $378 iPhone. Guess what we get? We get a $500 content machine. But you already have a phone, right? What if you could equip your employees, your team member, with an equally capable content machine? And then what if all the pictures and videos they took went to the cloud, where you could download them on your device and make posts? What if you were at a beach on Florida, right? And they were up taking content photos and you were just making posts, soaking up the rays. You probably wouldn't do that because we're all hardworking here, but you get the idea. At Dennis, I went and purchased half a dozen used iPhones. And now I have a content creation system for my test kitchen and for my marketing team that allows us to create all kinds of 4K footage, photos, videos, and it all goes to the cloud. And in the cloud, I have the power of all those little AI tools that they're building, right? Face recognition. So I labeled all of my employees' faces, and I can go in without having to lift a finger and find photos of Bob or Kevin or Steve and say, happy birthday, Steve. Brrr, here's a good picture of Steve. There you go, right? The cloud is going to save us time. The cloud is going to give your employees powers that you didn't know that they had. And I know somebody's thinking it in this room, right? Oh, I'm going to give that to so-and-so. She knows this stuff. He loves this stuff. He's young, he's smart, whatever. You can equip your team with a great content machine. All right, so let's fill out those content machines with some software, right? I was going to do a whole Johnny Carson countdown thing, but let's just put it all up there in one shot. These are my personal favorite top 10 free apps for mobile marketing. This is the do it all on your phone list, folks. So Notes, Android or iPhone, doesn't matter. Everybody's got a Notes app. Use it. Use it for everything, okay? We all use Microsoft Word to write stuff. Start writing in Notes first. You'll be amazed that first time when you go home and you realize, oh, I left my document at work, but it's on your phone because you use Notes, right? If you can sync the two on your PC, on your phone, on your tablet, so it all goes to the same place, it's a great tool. Grammarly, right? There's a little bit of overlap with Grammarly and ChatGPT depending on how you use it, but one of the best parts about Grammarly is the more you use it, the more it'll help make you a better writer, right? It'll prompt you along the way, it'll improve your style, you'll learn things so that you're not just always mashing the same crappy copy into there. You'll get better with time and you'll end up using that app less and less. The next row down, Snapseed, Canva, and CapCut. Those are the three apps that you can use to create all the visual assets you can imagine for your business. Now, I don't use Canva. I grew up using Adobe Photoshop. That's just, Adobe products are my jam. Canva, though, if you haven't spent 53,000 hours doing this, is your jam. Snapseed is Photoshop for your phone, and CapCut is powerful, powerful video editing. And I can't believe that it's even free. It's a phenomenal app. Made It Business, Google Business, WordPress, right? Why is TikTok on here? TikTok's a social media app. It's also my favorite app for learning how to do stuff. It was YouTube. YouTube got old. YouTube got slow and clunky. How to change the oil in my lawnmower. Scroll, 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 add, watch, pre-roll. Guy rambles for 20 minutes about what a lawnmower is. TikTok, it's instant. If you haven't used TikTok and the hands showed there's not a lot there, I highly recommend it. Okay, make an account, not to post, but to learn, to be a sponge, right? Search for the thing you want to do on TikTok, and it's going to say, okay, you want some of that? Here you go. You want a little more? Here you go. Here's some more. You can turn your feed into a scrolling educator that will teach you everything you want to know, and it does a great job of mixing it up. Here's a little AI for you. Here's a little graphic design for you. Highly, highly recommend TikTok as a teacher. These apps are worth every penny, okay? Office 365, $70 a year. Analytics Pro 3, so let's say $2 a month. I guess you can go all in and pay the full $12.99 yearly fee. break the bank on that one. If you've ever tried to use analytics, this makes it a lot easier. It breaks down all the information into absorbable chunks for you. OneDrive, phenomenal cloud from Microsoft. I use it for all of my documents, all of my work sharing stuff, all of my logos, image assets, basically everything but video. Photoshop is now fully on mobile devices, and you can go back and forth between the mobile device and your computer. Canva, if you get really good with the free one, and CapCut, upgrade to the paid versions to have even more power. So you really can do it all on your phone. And like I said, I've used a computer for most of my life, for most of my time. That's how I do. But mobile devices are making it more and more attractive, more fun. So lately I found myself, oh, I need to edit this photo. I'll pull my iPad over, put it on my leg, and I'm using Snapseed to edit photos. We just did all new team headshots, 100-something employees. I will be using Snapseed to polish those photos up. It is faster, easier, and honestly more fun than anything else. So our mobile device software is highly capable, and it integrates with all of our needs, right? All of our social media. AI is nipping at the heels to change all that again, though, so who knows how much faster and easier it's going to get. I'll probably have to update this talk for next year. So as we wind down here, I want to further encourage you to make the most of your time, your limited time, right? To make the most of the device you have on you. And why don't we turn that into a computer? Again, staying frugal, right? For 48 bucks, we get a Bluetooth keyboard with a little trackpad. And now your phone, your tablet, is a computer. You can elevate it with a little stand, so you're maintaining your ergonomics for a whole 8 bucks, right? Also becomes a great stand to film you on. Look for tools online that might be a best fit for you and your world, right? Maybe there's a retracting arm that could come down for the ceiling. I Velcroed a smartphone to my wall because my kids are too young to have a phone, but I wanted them to be able to FaceTime me. So I went and bought one of those cheap iPhones I mentioned, stuck it to the wall. You could do that at your office, at your work, anywhere where there might be a photo opportunity. So I mentioned, I've done a lot of video editing. I don't know why I prefer this screen. I haven't pointed to that screen at all. I've been video editing since before YouTube was a thing. And yes, I realized I missed an opportunity to make a lot more money, but this is where I love doing stuff, right? Helping small business, helping business owners. If there was a world without money, I would still be doing this same thing. But I share the video editing thing because CapCut on an iPad with an Apple Pencil is the most mind-blowing video editing opportunity I've seen in 20-something years. It is unreal how powerful that app is, and they're changing it all the time. All the videos that you've seen from me on social media recently have been on CapCut. The QR code in the corner will take you to a video that I did on TikTok, and I purposefully did it for this talk using a 6-year-old iPad and CapCut and an Apple Pencil. Okay? So you don't even have to go out and buy the latest and greatest. Yeah, it'll run a little bit faster. It'll be a little bit more 4K a year, but you can do it with the stuff you've already got. I don't want there to be any roadblocks between you and content creation, so we have to address the big issue, right, with iPads, tablet shame. I know it exists. I know somebody in this room brought an iPad with the intent of taking notes on it, and I looked around and I said, oh, everybody's got cell phones and computers. I don't see any iPads. I'm just going to leave mine in my bag, right? A big iPad can feel a little bit like a big sign. Hey, I'm using technology over here. Not quite comfortable with it yet, but I'm using it. Don't look at me, right? If that's the case, right? If the iPad is a little bit too big and a little too in your face, this might be for you, right? One of these guys. Remember our theme, right? Let's get more done with the time we have. This little iPad with 5G connection, right? I can go anywhere and do anything that I need to for my business. I can carry it in the palm of my hand. It's a phenomenal tool. do more on the go, right? When and where I need to. Highly, highly recommend. So when we combine the software that I mentioned, we have the ability to create content for all of our social channels from one device. We can feed everything we need out. You don't even have to have a camera because that iPad mini's got a great little camera on it. One last question for you. What if you had $3,000 and some extra time? Well, if you're following along and doing a little bit of math in your head, you could create a pretty good budget marketing plan for a year with $3,000. And because we've talked about ways to incorporate and find more time in your day to do more with less, you've got time to accomplish it now. And that $2,905 is only for 1 year because next year you don't have to buy the tech, right? Maybe that's every 3 years you do a tech upgrade. Or shave a little off by using the free apps. I mean, you could even shave more off by not doing the advertising. You can go full tilt on your marketing without breaking the bank. Folks, my name is Luke LaBree, and I want to encourage you to do the free stuff first. Okay? And after you do the free stuff, make it work for you. That's where that comes in, right? Little elbow grease. You can do it. And if you can't, TikTok, YouTube, Google, learn how to do it. Never stop learning how to make it work for you. Thank you very much. That is my time. You can follow me